Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, make sure that you like, make sure that you subscribe, make sure you leave a comment. We always like to hear from you, whether you're joining me on YouTube, whether you're joining me on Facebook, whether you're joining me on Twitter. Leave a comment. Tell me what you believe. Talk spicy. You know how it goes. It was interesting. There's a viral video that's been going around the last few days over a 7-on-7 where the wide receiver caught a tightly contested, pass where he and the DB were both going for the ball. He was able to catch it. The DB played it well, just the receiver made a better catch. And instead of get up and celebrate, run to his teammates and celebrate, he decided that he wanted to sun the defensive back. Now, if you don't know what sun means, that's when you make a gesture to them to make it feel like they're your subordinate or they're your child. So he goes up and he rubs the head of the defender. Now he does it and runs off as if there was no recourse for doing that to the dude, as if this dude was going to be demoralized and go, "Oh yeah, you did that." Instead, the guy immediately runs after him while the receiver turned away. The DB immediately ran after him, punched him dead in the side of the face, and knocked him out. All hell broke out. Everybody's getting in. And of course, somebody is sitting there recording it the entire time. Because that's the world we live in. Like, violence is happening. And while violence is happening, we pull out the phone and record it. We don't try to break it up. We don't try to do any of that. We pull out the phone and we record it. And in our mind, we're going, "Oh, I'm going to go viral off of this." That's the world we live in, ladies and gentlemen, now. That's the world we live in, and now it's in our sports. Now, I'm not going to sit here and bag on 7-on-7 or travel 7-on-7 or these 7-on-7 all-star teams and competitions, because the toothpaste is out the tube. They're not going anywhere because it's big business. 7-on-7 is big business. So it's not going anywhere. So I'm not going to go from the standpoint of, "Oh man, this is why I don't like 7-on-7. I'm going to try to tell you why 7-on-7 is not to the level of travel basketball and probably never will be. And here's why. Travel basketball has its flaws. Travel basketball, there's a lot of stuff going on that, is unsavory, if you will. But at the highest level of travel basketball, that's a business. And in that business, there's a lot of money rolling around. And these people in this business with a lot of money rolling around, they're not trying to lose their business and or their money so that you can have fun. See, the problem I have, what holds 7-on-7 back from being respected on a level of competition as other real legitimate competitions, is that the people who are behind 7-on-7 or who promote 7-on-7, they won't condemn this behavior. They will try to justify the behavior. They will try to explain away the behavior as, "Oh, that's one bad apple. That's one isolated incident." But you're talking to us, right? When you say these things, you're talking to us. We've seen it all. This happens at every single 7-on-7 tournament. Some offensive player makes a play, and instead of going and celebrating by himself or celebrating with his teammates, he has to show up the defensive back. Every 7-on-7 tournament, there's a DB that instead of playing legitimate football, decides he's going to grab the receiver and push him or jam him all the way into the sidelines where all the people are. And every time they are, there's a person with a camera right there, taking the video, recording it as evidence. We see the travel league stuff, and it's so Bush League, some of the things that happens. And all of it is great until someone gets knocked out because they decided they wanted to put their hands on someone in a manner that wasn't conducive to regular football. See, it's not that the young man put his hands on the other guy, because this is football, right? Or at least it's some semblance of football. The problem is that he put his hands on another dude in a manner that had nothing to do with football. He did it to embarrass him. And for what? Just so that a camera could catch the fact that you rubbed on this man's head. And now a camera caught you getting knocked slap out. I've heard 7-on-7 coaches or people who support 7-on-7 say, oh, well, I can't believe people are condoning the actions of the defensive back hitting this guy. If you did that, then you're the wrong type of person, or you're supporting the wrong thing. Nobody supports any of this. All of it's wrong, right? All of it's wrong. And guess what? Both teams should have been kicked out. But in order for you to kick out a team, you have to have rules in place on decorum and how you act. And the coach of that 7-on-7 team has to have discipline in order to say, hey, listen, you act like an idiot out here with me. We put you on a bus and send you home. Or you don't play with us anymore. But no, it's about the colorful uniforms and really what's going on with these uniforms. Like, not even the colorfulness of them, but like y'all out here rocking bathing suits, like to play football. I'm sorry, to play some version of football. I digress. The idea that the coach won't discipline and or chastise the player means that the player feels empowered to do this over and over again. The player feels empowered. The player feels empowered because there's nobody telling him, hey man, you effing up the money. See, in travel ball, they know it. In travel ball, these sponsored teams walking around here with the gear and able to fly to various tournaments around the country. For the most part, these 7-on-7 tournaments are happening in isolated places. Most of the big ones are in Florida, right? Because of the weather. Most of them end up in Florida, the big ones, right? And so now what we have is a situation where your business and the business of 7-on-7 is getting the wrong type of publicity. Well, what businesses want to be involved with the wrong type of publicity? Who wants to have their name? Who wants to take a chance of having the name of their the name of their company plastered all over your 7-on-7 kit when your kid's out there either laid out, knocked out because he did something stupid, or he's the person who got mad and ran behind another person, and swung and knocked them out. I think it's interesting that we would condone either behavior. Because when I hear these people talking, I'm like, well, who's condoning it? Who said this was okay? Haven't heard one person say it's okay. But the fact that people are saying it means that some people are saying it. Right? It means that some people are saying it. And the fact that some people are saying it, the fact that some people are saying it is sad. The fact that some people are saying it is sad. And what we end up with is the opportunity to do something great or create a new climate being knocked down back to just rogue football. See, every time we try to tell you, hey, listen, man, this 7-on-7 ain't the move, the way it's being done, blah, 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 blah. You know what we're met with? We're met with, oh, don't be a hater. Oh, it's just another opportunity to compete. Oh, let the kids have fun. What's fun about this? What's fun about that? Let the kids embarrass themselves. Let the kids try to shame and embarrass each other. If I embarrass you, I want to embarrass you by the play that I make. I don't want to embarrass you by the stuff that I do that doesn't happen within the play. If I'm a defensive back, I don't have to jam you all the way into the sidelines because that's never going to happen in a real football game. If it does, I'm pulling you out the game. Because if you're jamming this one receiver all the way into the sidelines, that means you're holding them. And at some point, you're going to get called for a flag. Or you're using unnecessary roughness, and at some point, you're going to get called for a flag. Or it's a run play, right? Or it's a run play. And now instead of helping with the run, you over here trying to push on the wide receiver that has nothing to do with it. No, if I'm a DB, I'm going to jam you until I know that the play is not a pass, and I'm going to go make a tackle. Or I'm going to jam you until I know that your route is dead, and then I'm going to drop and help and see what I can see. Right? I don't have to keep doing that. I don't have to make a catch in a 7-on-7 where I don't get hit, where I can't get hit, I can't get mollywopped. So I have all the confidence in jumping up and going across the middle and snagging balls. And then I want to land and get up and try to put my hands on the DB. I want to dance in his face. I want to tell him to be quiet. All of that stuff. I want to rock the baby in front of him. What do you think is going to happen? Ladies and gentlemen, there's a saying. If you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I don't condone either action, but I understand the one and I don't understand the other. As a player, if you would have done that to me, where you started trying to rub on my head, I would have immediately attacked you. Am I saying that it's right? No, it wasn't right. But I'm an emotional kid. I'm an emotional kid. I would not have ran up on you and hit you from behind because I'm just not built that way. My last name is Clemens. We don't do that kind of stuff. We want the head up fade. You can run me my one like this. The same way you put your hand out to sun me, turn back around and catch these hands. Like, that's a real legitimate thing. We were fighting if you did that. So I'm not shocked by the response of the defensive back. I am a little bit shaken by the cowardice to hit him while he's not looking. But again, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And until the powers involved in 7-on-7, until these 7-on-7 coaches to these travel teams start regulating, until these travel coaches and to these teams start screening, until they stop hiding behind kids just out here having fun, this stuff is going to continue to happen because somebody's going to want to go viral. That's the world we live in now. And it's going to happen to the point where this type of sport isn't going to be able to ascend to that type of sport. Because in travel basketball, they understand you don't mess up the money. And if that coach, if that organization believes that you're going to mess the money up, they just get you off the team. Bring the next person on. Right? That's how it works. You can't mess the money up. Because travel basketball has become real basketball. High school basketball is secondary. I know we don't like to say it. We don't like to hear it. People who are involved in high school, but high school basketball, secondary. Travel basketball is the real basketball now. They can't afford to mess it up. That's where all the coaches are. Right? They can't afford to mess it up. Until 7-on-7 coaches realize this, 7-on-7 organizations, 7-on-7 leagues, until they realize that not all publicity is good publicity, until they realize that it's damaging their sport to have this going on, they won't ascend, which means you won't make more money, which means more parents will start looking at whether or not they want to send their kid to go to South Carolina for a 7-on-7 or to Orlando or to Fort Lauderdale for a 7-on-7. Because that might happen to their kid. Why? Because the coach isn't telling him, hey, keep your hands off people. Because the organization isn't saying, hey, if you get into any kind of mischief, we're kicking your team out. You're not getting a refund. We need that. And until we get that, you're going to get the same results. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. We do this thing a few times a week. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, you know what to do. Like, subscribe. Shout out to my Facebook fam. Shout out to Twitter. Till next time. Peace.